And I was reading Louisa May Alcott's Under the Lilac Trees, and suddenly there was smoke out the window. So I went out the window to see the smoke. And it looked to me like the water tower was on fire, and I didn't know why the water tower would be on fire. So I ran in to ask my mother, tell her that the water tower was on fire. And she was in her bed. And when I went into her room to tell her about the water tower, she didn't listen to me. And she was looking out the window towards, which would be right behind you, towards the West Virginia and the Tennessee. And she said, what are those guns coming off, those puffs of smoke coming off of the West Virginia? Well, so what I did was I went outside to look. And I ran out the front door, and as I ran out, the plane came right over my head with the red balls to go in between the masts of the West Virginia and the Tennessee. So then I went back to tell my mother about the strange plane, and when I went, she was no longer in her bedroom. She had gone down into my dad's bedroom, and they were standing in front of this window. It had two panes, and they were standing one on either side, and I was looking out the window. And as I looked out the window, the ships were always parallel. The masts were straight, so that when you looked out, you could see the ships right straight, and the West Virginia had begun to turn over towards the side. So I said, look out the window. Daddy, of course, looked out the window, and immediately, I think it's the first time I ever heard him swear, get to the shelter, we're under attack.